Hi, everybody, and welcome again to Insights from the Torah portion. This is a Torah of Jethro. It's a big Torah portion. We will talk about Mount Sinai. And as usual, I will connect it to tools of CBT. You invite to subscribe to my channel and share this video with friends. So let's start. So today, I want to give you tools how to follow your thoughts and how to grow from thoughts that might be stopping you or limiting you. And we will start as usual from the Torah portion. And I want to bring a beautiful idea of Rabbi Wolba, that it talks about a connection between, like a marriage connection between a couple, and he makes a relationship between that and Mount Sinai. Basically, he sees Mount Sinai as a marriage of Hashem with Am Israel. And he talks about the essence of joy, of happiness. And it's really beautiful and interesting. I will read it to you soon. And basically, the main idea is that the connection between two opposites makes people happy. And because there's the connection and talk and speech between them. And we learn from the CBT how to have an inner speech, and also you can use it for like talk between other people. We'll understand what is, sometimes we have like wrong thoughts. So we will learn the different kinds of wrong thoughts and how we can identify them. And after we identify them, we will learn how we can change them. It's called challenging your thoughts. And after we challenge the thought, we can create a new thought instead. And that thought will help us to look in a new way on this situation and about what's happening. Because if you follow me for a while, you know that we're not able to influence the events, but we're able to influence the way we see them and the way we think about them, and not letting our thoughts to limit us. Last week I gave for Tu B'Shvat a beautiful tool how to see that thoughts cannot limit us, cannot affect our actions, and I will give link to that class, beautiful class. So let's start with Rabbi Wolba. So in his book called Alei Shur, he says that sky and earth, a man and a woman, neshama and body, they're both opposites. And sometimes they will influence good one another on the other, and sometimes they will be one, they will connect. And he says in every connections of opposites, there's happiness. And this is the essence of happiness. Listen what he says. He says every place that there's happiness, there's connection, or like something that's unified and becomes one. And it continues, so beautiful. The entire creation was created in a way of zachar and nekeva. A man, it's not exactly man and woman, but it's like the man side and the womanly side. It's mashpia and mekabel, like something that influences and something that gets the influence. Zachar, the man, is more influencing, and the woman consider more like mekabel, like receiving. And you can see it like in the way of the way they bring life to the world, the way it's shaped. The husband is influencing, is giving, and the woman is receiving. And the same way, also the sky and the earth. The sky gives rain, and the earth, she's like a woman. She receives the rain, and receives the shefa, receives all the goodness. And according to this, rain is the connection between sky and earth. And it's known that when rain comes, the entire universe is happy. Everybody is happy for rain, because we know that we need rain in order to live, in order to grow, in order for the world to develop. And it says, therefore, everybody that doesn't have a wife is without happiness. It says, כל אדם שאין לו אישה, שרוי בלא שמחה. Everybody that doesn't have basically somebody to give to, is not happy, because giving makes us happy, because it doesn't have who to influence, and it doesn't have who to unify with. And he says, simcha shel mitzvah, happiness of mitzvah, is the happiness of somebody that connects with Hashem, with his creator, and he connects through the mitzvah. And now he connects it to the parsha of Mount Sinai that we talk about in this parsha of Jethro. And it says in Sinai, in the day that Hashem got married to Am Israel, basically the Torah is like the connection between Am Israel and Hashem. It's like when people getting married, they in the chuppah, they getting connected, and the luchot habrit is like, it's like the ketubah between a man and a woman. So it says in Sinai, the day of Hashem married with Am Israel, he got connected to them through the Torah. And it says also in Beit HaMikdash, the entire Am Israel was connected to Hashem through the working of the Beit HaMikdash, of the Kohanim. And then he summarizes, he says, sky and earth, Torah and mitzvot, and the work in Beit HaMikdash, everything that there is connection and there's relationship and it's giving, there's happiness there. Isn't that beautiful, Torah? If you want to see where it's exactly right written in Hebrew, it's, as I said, the book Alei Shor, and it's the second part, and the subject is Simcha, and it's page Shin Chaf A. Okay, so now I will connect this beautiful idea to CBT. So, like we saw, Rabbi Wolba, he explains that connection, when there's somebody that gives and somebody receives, there's happiness comes out of it. And when somebody is connected to himself and connected to others, is more happy. And it's known that people that volunteer, they give a lot to other people, but they also get a lot from the volunteering, and they're more happy. And in Hebrew, there's a phrase, it says, Sof Maaseh b'machshava tchila. The end of the behavior starts with a thought. And basically every action we do has a thought first, that comes first before it. Like first there's a thought, and then that leads us to an action. And in a cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, we basically connecting the acts, the activity, the behavior, and the thoughts. And we give every one of them its place. The cognitive part is the thoughts, and the behavioral part is the actions. And one of the ideas in the therapy is to be more aware to my actions and to my behavior. And when I'm more aware of the stuff, I have more ability to choose what I want to do, and it gives me more. It gives me like I'm more aware and I can more influence the stuff. So in able to be aware, I want to be able to follow what I think, and we will use for that a cognitive behavioral tool called a dictionary of thoughts. Basically, what we will do, we will have a chart, and through it we will follow the thoughts we have. We will have a few columns in it. I will put in the box in the bottom a sample. I hope I can do it. And how the chart will look. But basically, it will have the time and the date and the event that happened. And then the thought I had on that event. And after that, I would try to see is my thought is correct, or maybe I can think other things about it. Is my thought limiting me, or it makes me able to do what I wanted? Because basically there's different kinds of mistakes in the way we think, and I will give a few examples. So one example is it's called in Hebrew machshava machlila, and it's a thought that is put everything in one place. Like it's like saying I never, like for instance, I never able to finish something I started, or I say nobody, like nobody likes me, or I say always. I always not able to do this or that. I always like those kind of thoughts are like too broad, and they're usually not true, because I can always find a situation when it was the opposite, when I was able to finish something, when somebody did like me, maybe my parents like me, or maybe I have a friend that like me, or a husband or kid or some friend, and for sure there's sometimes I was able to finish something I started, or not fail, or like there's always a different example if I look. So if I say something that it's very like never or always, so that's usually a wrong thought, because we need to be more specific and say, okay, maybe I'm not good in this specific thing, but there's a lot of things that I am good at. So, but first of all, in the diary, we will write all the thoughts we have, and then after that, we will try to see if some of the thoughts are wrong. So I gave one example. Now there will be another example for one thought, and it's called dichotomy thoughts. Like you see black or white, and you don't see all the gray areas in the middle. And I will give an example. Like I would say, I have only one friend that like me, and other than that, all the other people in the school, in my work, in whatever, everybody else hate me. So it's very black and white. Like I have only this and that, and the entire other things are exactly the opposite. I'm only good at cooking, but every other thing I do I'm really bad at. But usually those thoughts are also not true, because I'm usually not good only at cooking. Usually also good in other stuff, maybe art, maybe dancing, maybe maybe I'm not perfect, but I can still be good at things. So the third wrong thought I want to give today is it's called like catastrophally. Like you see really bad in everything. Like I'm sure that something bad is going to happen. If I will miss the bus, so for sure I will get fired from my work. There will never come any bus again. I will quit my studies. I will never be able to get on time to the place. Or if I won't do well on one test, on this coming test, I will just fail my entire degree and there's no reason to learn, or I will never find a job. You know, like I've like one thought and see it like it's the end of the world. So those was the three basic wrong thoughts. There's other kinds, but I gave three, for example. Dichotomic, like black and white, catastrophally, that it's like we see the end, and including one that I say never, always, nobody. Okay, so after I wrote down my thoughts and I found some thoughts that are wrong, I want now to challenge those thoughts and to try to have a new thought instead. So, for instance, if I say, okay, something bad is going to happen, so I can say, okay, is something bad really going to happen? Can it be that I will fail this test, but maybe I can go to do the test again? Maybe I will do well in the other classes, and even though I failed in one class, I can still finish my degree. And maybe my boss will understand that I came late once and he won't fire me after one time or after 10 times, because he understands that there's a problem and I'm a good worker in other fields. So basically, we want to ask questions about the thought. Like, is this thought true every time, in every situation, or can I think something different? So I will give an example. An example for a father that he thinks that he's a bad father because he takes the kids late to school every morning. Okay, so he says to himself, I'm a really bad father. I never able to take the kids to school on time. And okay, so that's the thought. Okay, so we see there's wrong thoughts inside it because he used the words never. He says, I always take them late to school. And we can see there's thoughts of black and white because he says, I'm a bad father. So bad and good. It doesn't say, okay, I'm a father and I'm not good at taking them at time to school. He says, I'm a bad father, like in general. And then, so after we figure out the wrong thought, now we want to challenge it. And we will say, okay, that thing that he doesn't take the kids on time to school, is that what makes him a good father or a bad father? Can it be that he's a good father in other things? Can good fathers take kids to school late? Like that's what identify him. If he's a good father or wrong, that's the only thing that's matter in the entire life. And then we will try to see if he can change his perspective and try to have a different thought. Like he can say, okay, I do whatever I can in order to take the kids to school. But I wasn't able to do it, but I know that I did whatever I could, and I appreciate my effort. And also you can say, okay, I wasn't able to take them at school, at time to school today, but why? Maybe there's something I can change and it will help me for tomorrow. And also you can say to himself, it's not the end of the world. Kids can get late to school, but that's not the only thing that matters. And I'm a good father in other things. And maybe I can consult with people what I can do differently, or how people can help me, that I will get them in school the time. So to summarize, Rabbi Wolba, that we start with this shiur, he says that that being able to give to other, it gives me that connection makes me happy. And we talked about the connection of somebody with himself, the thoughts he has inside himself, on himself, and we saw how we can change those way we think, be aware of them, and influence them, and follow them by the dictionary of thoughts, identify them, and see if we have wrong thoughts. And we said 3 different kinds. There's more kinds, but I give, for example, dichotomy, like black and white, machlil, that it says everything or nothing, and the third one was catastrophic, like it's the end of the world, I will never be able to succeed. And after we identified this one thought, we challenge them and ask question, is it always right? Can I see it in a different way? And we try to have a new thought instead, something more adaptive, something that more like sees me in a better light and gives me opportunity to try, and doesn't like just put me down. And Bezrat Hashem, I hope that this tool will help you to grow and have happiness that spreads out. So I was Shira Polon. All the information about me is in the box in the bottom. I'm a CBT therapist, and you're welcome to share this video if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. So see you hopefully next week.